What's happening, Brighton? The short answer is a lot. The long answer is this podcast. What's Up, Brighton is a show dedicated to the community we all love.
Hosted by Roger Burnett, Eric Meldrum, and Coach Mark Howell, this podcast will feature news, issues, and discussions impacting Livingston County and celebrate the people who make our slice of Michigan go and grow. This is What's Up, Brighton.
I have so many clothes that I can't wear anymore.
Yeah.
I'm on all new shorts, all new pants, all new shirts. I just bought like 6 new t-shirts.
I don't want to buy clothing for the current refugee version of my current physique.
Yeah, because you're gonna bulk out.
So now I'm caught in no man's land. The old stuff doesn't fit. I don't want to buy anything new.
Yep.
So I look like I'm walking around in my older brother's clothing.
Yeah. Well, you know what else doesn't
Whatever
fit?
works.
Is Brighton and Howell.
Whoa!
Let's talk about that. What's up, Brighton?
Oh.
So in today's episode, we're going to talk about a pretty cool conversation: Brighton versus Howell, and where's the dividing line? This is a big topic that I think, Mark, I know you got some commentary on.
Yes.
Buckle in.
Right?
So
Buckle in.
Buckle in. And
There's a void area that we've been made aware of, so it could get bumpy.
Yeah, and we actually dropped this question into the group as well. And let's just touch on some of the highlights of that. Like it got pretty heated pretty quickly.
What were they saying?
Hit us, Roger. You were monitoring the comments more than anybody.
Yeah. If it were a video game, it would be like, I'm trying to think, like, what are the single player games where you're like on a journey and you're going around and you got to pick up different things and you're following a map? Like, what would be one of the
Legends of Zelda?
Okay, something like that.
Boom.
But probably more current.
Show my age right
Anything
there.
like.
Right.
So we're a player in the video game and we're being directed by the comments on the question.
Yeah.
And if I were your little figure that was going around, generally speaking, I'm going to be operating somewhere from the corner of Grand River and Heine Road, right? So where that little split goes off, taking you northwestern, or then you're going to continue down Grand River towards like Rollerama, which was the next landmark that everybody seemed to be picking. Rollerama was where it was at. Then we would get to what many people settled on eventually as being the actual location, which was Door Road, which I think is relatively accurate considering the fact that Genoa Township Hall is on Door Road.
True.
Which makes perfect sense. But that so began what became the controversial void area.
Yeah, I know. Look, there is a clear like city limit line like somewhere. But the question was,
No one cares about that.
Yeah, I know.
No one cares.
but the question was is like when
The community will
when,
decide.
when do you feel like you've crossed from Brighton to Howell?
Is it a state of mind?
Right.
Is
Someone said Hacker Road, and
Hacker?
What was funny is I found myself getting mad. Like, how long have you lived here? Do you even know what you're talking about?
Hacker Road.
I know. I was like, Hacker.
Like the
I was like-
dealership right there?
I was like, you still have like so much Brighton left.
Correct. You're so shortchanging Brighton at that
Yeah.
point. And this is why I think the passion was
Absolutely.
awakened in this. So then, of course, it devolved a bit, but it was fun, like, to imagine myself as being this character that was being directed by the comments and all, and then to get people to be like, I don't understand it myself. It makes no sense. I've lived here 65 years and like,
That's awesome.
my address is in Howell, but my kids go to Brighton School. I live in the middle of the lake. It makes no sense. Help me.
Yeah, and it's like you got a Howell Schools, Genoa Township, Brighton address. Like where do I live?
What was like the
what is
most
going on?
Was there one that like maybe stretched it like way too far that almost seemed like I didn't read them all. Like, was there somebody who was like, the champion dealership or whatever that dealership is at the, I don't even know what it is.
Bro hit us with Door Road north of 59.
Whoa.
Yeah,
whoa.
I'm a wow.
North of 59.
Yeah, that dude, he wants to
geography.
pillage.
Holy
That guy's a
shit.
conqueror.
Geography lesson.
Okay, let's
You-
go. I mean, I go to Grimlaw Church that's now in Brighton. I guess that's where we go.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this guy is like getting a militia together. We're you're gonna be annexed before you even know it. Welcome to Brighton. Door
awesome.
Road
Well,
59.
the topic actually brings up this, I think this unspoken thing that people kind of like feel, and you said it well, like state of mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it is a state of mind. Because not living in Brighton my whole entire life, like moving here, I'm somebody that's coming from the outside. You know, you move into the area, and you're like, well, I live in Brighton. Howell's the next like major city over. No big deal, right? It's like, oh, where do you live? Oh, Brighton, Howell, like wherever. But for some people, if you say you live in Howell, they're like, you. If you say you live in Brighton, they're like, and like, it's that it's that weird thing,
the void area. Okay,
it's that weird thing. It's like, what is it about
The stigma.
people who live in Howell versus live in Brighton? Like, what I personally don't understand it. So like this for me is a pure research conversation. Like, I want to know.
No. We have a new land use plan that was concocted in the comments.
Well,
That,
really?
That void area forever shall now be known as Browell.
Wow.
Growl.
Come on now.
I think Browell is better because, like, bro, not brow, Browell. I live because based on what everyone was saying, I live in Browell. So a line of Browell apparel has to be coming. Browell High School, property of Browell
Absolutely
High.
not.
Like,
Brol Yacht Club.
no one's going to wear green and gold. No one's wearing that crap.
Coach Mark has forgotten what a master marketer we have on this team. Why would we ever do something that people would not want to wear?
Black and orange.
Property of
Black and
Browell.
orange only.
Property of Browell. I mean, I could just. This is a thing. It got legs, and the people that kind. So then there was the Michiganian Michigander counter argument for Heighton.
Heighton. Oh, okay.
What is Heighton? I don't even know what that is.
Howell, Brighton. Heighton.
Oh my God. Absolutely never will Howell come first. No.
Dude, a puff of smoke as the logo for Heighton. It's the void area, right? Like, so the conservatives on both sides won't be able to be mad because, bro, it's in the Browell. It's in Heighton.
This is why we have townships. You know, it's like, where do you live? Genoa Township.
But forever.
You don't want to identify with Brighton or Howell?
Okay, but forever, you know this. It used to even be on the commercials. Champion Chevrolet located in Brighton, Howell.
Brighton Howell.
Well,
Brighton, Howell. What is that?
The government Explorer Brighton Howell. That is the same thing. Brighton Howell. So I don't know where this came about or how. It's like a branch.
Pure Michigan?
Branch of like Pure Michigan. Yeah.
Oh my God.
One of those
So do we need to send them? Like, should we be
tourism?
Should we be?
That's what it is. The tourists.
Sending our supporters to the tourism office with, we're going to go stop this madness and recertify. What are we doing here?
Yeah,
like,
it's called Explore Brighton Howell.
Sure, but like, why?
I don't know.
Bro,
that's a great question. I think that's why we're
I'm just so mad. I'm just sitting here so mad.
Mark is seething right now. So what is the source of your seething?
So mad.
Why are you so angry? What's got you so?
To this day, so I was born and raised in Brighton, and
you got kicked out though.
I kicked myself out.
That's a conspiracy theory of its own.
We, at the time when I was sick, we moved to Howell because the housing was a little bit cheaper. It just made more sense. It just made sense.
Sure,
it made a lot of sense.
Of course.
And so we made that move, and that was fine. But to this day, so we've now been there for, 11, 12 years.
Going on almost as long as you were in Brighton.
No, I'm 42.
Getting there.
No, absolutely not.
He
And if we could move
refuses
back,
to.
I will refuse. So to this day, when people ask, like, oh, where do you live? Where are you from? Brighton. I'm not even close to Brighton. I'm not even remotely close there at all, but that's what I associate with. And I refuse to say.
Are you 48843?
I am.
He's in no man's land.
He's in no man's land. Because if you're not 16 or 14,
it's a zip code. It's a zip code.
If you're 16 or 14, you're legit. But the 14s would tell you the 16s are not legit. So we would be considered void area at 16. But 43, that's the hinterlands. That's
but
like beyond the wall.
The 16s were the OGs.
That's what I said.
The 04. I remember when 14 came on because I was in where we lived. Our address turned into 48116 when I was a kid.
So all your
turned
stickers?
turned into 48114, and I was like,
All
slow your roll. Why
all
are we
your
now a whole
address
different-
stickers were no
Everything
good
was
anymore?
different. I know.
It's terrible.
We'll
weird.
get the Browell 48. what is it, 48483 or whatever?
We'll like combine them.
I'm so mad.
We'll just make Mark. So, but see, to me, all of these are
I'm
fun.
just making that shirt for Mark.
Oh my
Period.
God.
Well, but see, this is like now we could do a fundraiser that would actually make him angry.
I know.
And that might
It's a
even
true
be
story.
the most fun of all, is
It's a
to
true story.
do one that would just, it'd be like putting him in a dunk tank. And
So you know
letting
what's-
everybody from Howell come and be the only people who could throw.
Dunk Mark Howell.
Howell.
Oh.
It's your
for a
last
chance
name,
to
bro.
win.
And
the
honestly,
Growl
I
t-shirt.
think it started. Okay, I think that my whatever, just my comfort zone of Brighton and my detest for Howell started because I would be wearing in high school. It really evolved in high school. I'd be wearing like black and orange varsity jacket because that was everyone wore the varsity jackets when I was in high school because that's not how old I am, and that was the cool thing to do. And I'd be in like the Brighton McDonald's and they'd be like, Brighton varsity Howell. Wait, what school do you go to? And I'd be like, that's Howell's my last name. Okay, look at another varsity jacket. That's my last name, and it drove me nuts. And I'm like,
so
I'm-
now
okay.
the deep source is
like,
coming
first
out.
of all,
We just
I
got to
play for a good athletic program that's successful. Okay, like that's where I play. I don't go to Howell. All right, this is black and orange. Let's go.
So Mark
We've
was
now-
mad. All right, we just got to it.
we got
All
to
right?
it. There it was.
Thank you. And this is what the show does.
the
we
button to
want
push.
to unpack stuff.
We found the button to push too.
Oh my
like that one
God.
we saved.
Great. So we've got the rubber ducks. We've got the freaking Howell jacket.
So if you see Mark walking down the street, this just stemmed from his high school rivalry with his last name and the high school that he went to. And
He's lived-
nobody understood it. Wait, Brighton? Howell? Yeah, it's my last name, bro.
So dumb.
Mark,
People
had-
are just not.
Well,
smart.
I'm sorry you went through that, Mark.
Thank you.
I'm
You know what?
sorry
Thank
you went through that.
I'm glad I could talk
Yeah.
that through and get it off my
Yeah.
chest.
This is like a therapy session.
Yeah,
today.
it is. You know, it kind of is.
We'll get you through it, buddy.
But you know what's
That's what
funny?
we do.
Going back to the line, because I'm still thinking about this. I've been
See?
thinking about it like selfishly. And that guy, I like how he's like, we're gonna pillage Heartland and Howell as we go north. Because I'm sitting there and I'm like, at first I'm like, oh, the line of delineation, like it makes sense. Door Road, like it makes sense logically. But like I want to claim Wilson Marine.
right.
Like Wilson Marine, it goes because they have buildings everywhere, and I'm like, well, Wilson Marine is Brighton.
Brighton.
Like I'm gonna claim that.
Yep.
And then I'm like, I don't know, is there anything else down that road that I want to claim? And I'm like, look, I think I'm good with everything else, but like I want Wilson Marine.
So
So
you throw electric ramen in.
I do like electric ramen.
Pretty
You
good.
know? Well, I would
we'll-
I
we'll
would be
take that.
willing to allow Howell to take electric ramen, but I would prefer to have it. Yeah.
Okay, so here we are. Like I almost wish like there was a way, you know, like on those Instagram reels where it starts way up with the satellite and it just starts coming in.
Oh, we can totally do that.
So that would be like as we're trying to figure out where this spot is, because the landmark that everybody wanted to use, and I'm very interested to hear.
Oh,
Coach,
yeah.
because this is the one that really could
Brighton.
be
Zero
that could
questions.
be that could be the difference.
I know what's coming.
Where does Lake Chemung fall?
That's Howell. I don't even care.
Okay, well, where does the far eastern edge of Lake Chemung start? Hughes Road, which is east of Door Road, which you just claimed as Brighton. So now, are we in a similar Crooked Lake situation where we've got half the lake is claimed by one side and Lake Chemung? Lake Chemung to me really is the Battle of Lake Chemung. This is where if we were going to have a land-sea battle, it would be
I
Lake
love it.
Chemung.
We should do it. We should do a battle for
We
it.
should have like a water balloon fight
Yeah.
with both land-based and sea-based attacks.
I'm in.
And we could just finish this once and for all and establish the Battle of Lake Chemung and decide, because it's straight up like we should annex it then. Because then Log Cabin
interesting.
Restaurant comes along
Yep.
with that as well. And now all of a sudden, I think much the same way as dude who wanted to get us all the way up to Dorn 59, like we
Yeah.
just pulled off something. We just stole a lake.
I mean, fun fact, I've never been on Lake Chemung and I've never been in or to the log cabin. So, there
you
have
know
it.
what's funny?
So you want stuff you don't even.
I mean,
you
I
just want it.
I just want it.
It's
I'm
a
not
Ferrari.
I'm not so selfish where I want north of 59. I mean, come on, that's
Yeah, we
unreasonable.
gotta draw the line somewhere.
So you'll get a kick out of this because I just pulled up the Google Maps of 48843, and the dotted line literally goes all the way around Lake Chemung. So like everybody that lives on Lake Chemung is Howell, but the lake itself is not.
Wait a what?
Look at this.
Wow.
See how that little opening is right there?
He is not lying.
That is a
That's-
baller move.
I'm not kidding.
That's got we really need to dig in.
That's hilarious.
How did that happen? Because you know damn well that what we're feeling right now had something to do with that decision. So we
is the lake 116? What's the lake? What do they fall under?
I would assume that's 48114 because that's north.
Oh, is it 4?
So
It
if
could be
I
16,
if
let
I
me see.
mail a letter to 48114 with a lake Shimon, does it just get delivered right to the middle of the lake? Like, does it go to a boat?
Right.
That is awesome.
There is
weird.
something to this. There is absolutely something to this. We need to get to the bottom of this. So, for those of you out there who may know something about this particular topic, while the two of these guys
What
are
we got?
powwowing over
What are we
here in the
looking
corner.
at?
It doesn't include it. This is 48114. The lake.
It's its own entity.
The lake is not claimed.
What does it have? I love it.
It's international waters.
International
That means
waters.
that
International.
there's no law.
Let's go out there and be pirates.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
It is pretty interesting. I'm assuming that's just an
International
oversight.
waters.
Like that dotted line just needs to
No, Google's never wrong.
go. Google's never wrong.
Are you or a loved one struggling with the effects of stroke? The Oxford Center in Brighton, Michigan offers a cutting-edge alternative stroke treatment that can help stroke victims even years after having a stroke. Our approach combines traditional medicine with evidence-based alternative therapies, including hyperbaric oxygen therapy. This advanced treatment involves breathing pure oxygen in a specialized environment that can stimulate the growth of new blood vessels and promote healing in the brain. We also offer physical therapy, speech therapy, and occupational therapy programs to help patients regain their strength, coordination, and ability to communicate. Time is of the essence when it comes to stroke recovery. Contact the Oxford Center today at 248-486-3636 or visit our website at theoxfordcenter.com to learn more about our alternative stroke treatment options, including hyperbaric oxygen therapy. That's 248-486-3636 or visit theoxfordcenter.com. We tried to resolve something, and I think we just opened it up and made it even worse now because more research clearly needs to be done on this topic. We may have to go to Lake Chemung and ask people where do you live?
If we need clarification, we might need to call up Susan Walters. I bet we can get an answer.
gadfly.
I think we already know her response. Like she's
She's going to
pro-
be appalled
She's
by
so
the whole
pro
conversation.
and anti-Brighton. It's not even funny.
Yeah, she's just appalled by the mere conversation.
Let's not
How
give her
dare
any,
we?
Let's not give her any credit at all.
Okay, all right. So
How dare we speak her name?
maybe a poll? Should we put
We should poll.
We should do a poll. Let's do a poll.
We should do a poll. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I think this
Majority
one's not,
wins once and for all.
So we really have two outcomes from this part of it. One, a pirate, some kind of excursion on the unclaimed lake is definitely in our future, and then a trip out there to go figure out where did those people come out on where they live.
people.
Yeah, and I'm most excited about the merch store that's going to spin out of this, like the Browell, the heighten,
Absolutely not.
the 48843 zip
This
code.
really
shirts.
stresses me out.
And I'm gonna make this a fun to life.
You wouldn't
fun-
combine
fundraiser.
Michigan State and Michigan. You would not do this to Brighton and Howell.
You wouldn't do this.
If you did that, people would be up in arms.
I swear that we're being so tempted and goaded into
Hashtag Browell.
Oh
Bravo.
my God.
For every T-shirt we sell,
I'm not part
Fun
of
to
this.
Life will help somebody in need.
Oh my God.
Okay, we're gonna make a negative into a positive.
That's correct.
And we're gonna change Mark's perspective on this whole entire argument
while
that's going
completely
on.
pissing him off in the
I'm
process.
gonna hate every dollar donated.
His childhood trauma will not get in the way of us actually raising money for his foundation. Okay, we won't
Actually,
let
okay. Here, if we want to really play this out, so I have a way to actually make T-shirts that would be replicas of Mark's varsity jacket,
Oh my God.
Ooh, I love it.
and we
I
can
love
make them in the Howell colors.
I'm writing it down.
You know what's so funny is I actually I have great relationships through Howell schools and through the community in
They
Howell.
all
But it's
love
just
you.
at the end of the day, it's just if I'm choosing one, I identify and associate with Brighton. that's it. And it's just like, that's in my blood and I can't help it, you know? And so like, if you're pitting one against the other, like it's Brighton all day and sorry, Howell, you have to go. But now you guys are really making this difficult.
So let me ask you guys a different question.
Oh boy.
Do you feel like there's a different lifestyle that you live in Brighton versus Howell? Like, is there some sort of deep rooted, like, oh, I don't want to live in Howell because of that, or I don't like, is there some sort of thing that people have a stigma of?
So if you like not being able to find a parking spot, waiting a really, really, really long time for dinner, being worried about having a car door open on the main thoroughfare and you ripping it off their car because
we have something for people to actually want to come to.
The parking lot, the parking spots are so you got it. Like, come on in, the water's warm. Or you can go to a really walkable downtown that has lots of places to eat across all different kinds of price per plate kind of situation. You've got a beautiful lawn right outside of a courthouse that frequently has live entertainment. Look, he's just. Is any of what I said not true? They have how many breweries in that town?
All of those are true, and that is like I honestly want to
just
know.
one Main Street USA, Howell, Michigan, just one.
Right, we just talked about this.
I
on
don't see
last
Brighton,
episode.
Michigan.
It's because the people from Howell and Heartland and the surrounding areas are coming to Brighton to hang out and have their food and have a good time because there's more to do. They're not going to, hey, people from Brighton, we're going to go out to eat in Howell. Like, no, that just doesn't exist. That doesn't happen.
Diamonds is not a destination.
No.
Two Fogs.
No.
Once
in a while.
What's the other brewery in town? Abernet Ale.
Aberrant.
I've heard it's awesome. I've never been.
Aberration. So Aberrant.
Aberrant
Okay. Ales. Block has a brewery. It's just slightly out of downtown Howell, but they have a brewery there.
There's one in Brighton too. Did you know that?
That's correct.
Yeah. And then
so those guys are like, they're completely blasphemous because they've got on each side of the border. Shame on them.
True.
Oh my God, the horror.
They doubled down.
I mean, if I thought the Brighton Dairy Queen was busy, you guys ever see the line out the door?
It's
at
insane.
The Howell Dairy Queen.
It's insane. And I will say, I do think the ice cream at the Howell Dairy Queen is better. I will say it.
Mark
hold
this
on,
down,
hold on.
because
hold on. And here's the biggest one.
Positive.
Here's the biggest one, and it's not even comparable. And I will give it to them all day long. The Howell Meyer crushes Brighton's. Brighton's is a dump. Like Brighton's Meyer is a dump, and Howell's Meyer is awesome. It's awesome.
Publix.
It's nice. It's clean. It's great.
You know,
over here. Hi, Meyer. This is the Brighton, Michigan Happenings Facebook page, home to 39,742 people. We hate our Meyer. We hate our Meyer. We hate our Meyer.
True.
You make us go to a town that many of us don't even want to go to just because the Meyer is better. Congratulations. You are really screwing it up.
True.
Can you do an ad for Kroger? the Brighton Kroger.
Brighton Bushes is where it's at.
Brighton Bushes is
I
bomb.
know that.
That's
Brighton Bushes is bomb.
Tell Brighton Kroger to get their act together.
Yeah. Brighton
I
Kroger.
don't go there ever.
See what I'm saying? Like, man, great town, shitty grocery stores.
Yeah.
Wow.
1,000,000%
Haven't
said
even-
it. Dude, the Howell Aldi?
Money.
Awesome.
Money.
Brighton's?
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Do you guys know the story behind Trader Joe's and Aldi? On like why they're so small?
I'm intrigued to know what you're about to drop.
Yeah, it's nothing profound, but like you see all these big grocery stores, and you got Kroger, Meijer. They're huge, right? And like you got someone like Aldi and Trader Joe's who basically have all the same stuff, right? They're just vertically integrated. They have all their own brands in there, and
cleaner
they
brands.
look at it from a cost per square foot to sell, in there, and it's a German company, right? So you wanted to talk about optimization, like
efficiency.
They have efficiency.
Efficiency.
They
only have two people work the store.
They've dialed it in.
2 people work the whole store.
It's an amazing. Like we studied their supply chain in school. Like it was that good.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. Like
Yeah.
So
what's funny too is like Aldi, even if there's a long line, like to check out or wherever else, like it moves. It moves fast.
They got it.
Like at Meijer, for instance, like you're there, you could be in line for 40 minutes.
And
they don't even have any bags at Aldi, right?
They do.
gotta
You
pay
can
for
purchase them.
Right.
Yeah.
So everyone's like grabbing. It's like Costco. Everyone's like, got my stuff in my cart. So throw it in my trunk.
But everything's so much cheaper there. That's all we shop at now anymore.
Yeah, you know what?
So
That's
I just turned you on to some really cheap grass-fed beef.
That is
Did you
true.
already forget about that? You already forgot about it, didn't
Maybe
you?
I did.
Maybe.
You did.
Maybe I did.
and we know where you can get sourdough. So like, we're dialing it in, but we really need to like come back to Kroger. Get your shit together. Meyer, get your shit together. We have one of the best towns around, and our food choices do not reflect
Don't
our,
even
our demographic.
don't even get me started on Target. Target as a general store. That can be a whole topic. And you want to see me go off about rubber ducks?
We're gonna bring it back to what's up, Brighton. Hello. Getting off the what, I don't know what trail we're on there.
Well, we know
I was thinking
we have
stores,
we have our own merch store. You can get some grass-fed beef and some like we're our own full e-commerce platform at this point. So
There we go.
You're going to be able to buy pretty much anything you need and free delivery to Lake Chemung.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we solved any of the mysteries of the dividing line between Howell and Brighton today. Certainly an interesting topic as we talk about it. We're going to get more deeper into this. Merch is coming, so keep an eye out for your Browl and Heighton.
Unbelievable.
And we'll just let people. This is a great way to let people vote with their dollars. Which do you think is better, Heighton or Browl? All right, let's see who can sell the most. And it's all for a good cause because we're going to go give all that money to Fund a Life and help some people in need. So it's a win-win either way. Doesn't matter.
This is episode 20, might be my favorite episode ever. Not kidding. Like, this has been great. We found a way to make the coach like off his game. I didn't think this was possible.
I'm very
Do you have some way to make this inspirational?
What's hilarious is
Is this going to work?
it is gonna work. It is gonna work, and it's kind of
It always works.
it's kind of ridiculous. So my word for today, and then the phrase. So my word was community. So how funny is that? and really, like I wanted to launch it from just getting back from an awesome trip to Tigers game yesterday, and it was a very diverse group of people. We were invited by some friends at a huge supporter of Fund a Life's Executive Wealth Management, and so we had basically 12 tickets, and we rented a party bus. We did it all. We did the thing, but it was made up of a group of like 11 individuals that didn't even know really each other walking into the day. A few people knew each other or whatever, but it was just what I love about this community, and it was kind of like embodied yesterday on that bus, and it was just like being a part of a community is so powerful. And this one, like when I think of when you guys are like, what's the best part of living in Brighton? What's the best part of living in Livingston County, whatever? And you're like the community, the people, but it's like, but the why, like why still, right? Like what makes the people here more special or the community like more special? Like what is it that separates it? And I think it's just at the end of the day, overall and the overarching, right? Because there's always exceptions to the rule, but people are open, people are kind, people are engaging. And at the end of the day, like the one common factor is love. And it sounds cheesy, but we love our neighbors. We want people to succeed here. We want to help one another grow and achieve success and get through hard times. And yes, there's exceptions, right? There always are. It's a community full of people and different people, but overarching, it's a community, and that community it's part of like being a part of an awesome community like Brighton is being a part of something greater than yourself. It's a sense of belonging. It's a sense of importance. It's a sense of value. And by being open and allowing other people and being open to new relationships and new people coming in and getting to know you and then sharing your gifts, your resources, your friendships, your relationships with those people and lifting them up, like that's what makes this community so special and such a desirable point that people want to live here. They want to be a part of it. They want to be a part of your life, of each other's lives, because we are a community and we do love one another. And I think it's just welcoming, loving, and kind. Like those were three words that I really wrote like big and bold when I think of community and I think of Brighton. And it's funny that we're having this discussion today about like where the line of delineation is. And yes, there's a fun rivalry between Brighton and Howell, but at the end of the day, both places are major staples of Livingston County, and it's what makes living here so special.
For sure. I was thinking about like how we can tie it together. So community, when the community is behaving in the manner in which you just described, our community efforts become my one word, which is unstoppable.
Let's go.
So when we have those moments when everything aligns, people are together around something that they all believe in, whether it be a cause, a community, an effort, something along those lines, we've seen instances where we are truly unstoppable. So it's fun to know that like you were witness to a moment just yesterday where you felt that in a way that made you want to come and talk about it. So real cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Waiting for my one word.
Bring it.
Yeah. Camaraderie. Right. And I think that really speaks to, the community. There's a camaraderie, a healthy debate about, rivalry, whether it's that camaraderie or just, loving your neighbor and having that camaraderie with them. So I think that's really, my one word today.
Dig it. So
Awesome.
Did it go off the way you thought?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It did.
So if you were going to wrap it all up, like how would you try to do that now?
If I was going to wrap it up, well, let's wrap it up. Let's get this show on a wrap, and this was kind of a change of pace, for this podcast episode, really kind of diving into an experiment of seeing how much more engaging, we can get the audience, right? Talking about the topics that we find humorous, right? In the group, we find kind of lighthearted. And I think this was a great episode, for all of us. I can tell everyone's smiling, everyone had a lot of fun.
It's fun. It's fun.
Even though like we're poking fun at the bear, we're poking at it. But we want to get you guys involved, and we want to get, more people on this podcast, which we do have some guests coming. In the next couple episodes, we have some seats filled, which are just cool. So just as a reminder, if you are watching, this podcast and you do want to come on the show, or somebody cool or interesting, or like, hey, that person would be awesome to drive with you guys, drop those comments below, or better yet, reach out to us, introduce that person. We'd love a warm introduction, and we'd love to have them on. So that's it. That's all we got. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Fun. Thanks again. Till next time, this is Roger signing out.